In this video, I'll break down where I read the price action of Bitcoin, or at least the Bitcoin chart, based on my trade system. So first up, we are seeing a sell-off right now, and we're looking at the daily time frame. The first thing I'll mention is that it's pretty obvious, I'd say to anybody and their dog, cat people don't apply, that the 200 EMA and the 200 MA is down here. So for anybody that's been trading for a week or longer, if you're thinking about, well, where is the downward target? I would expect that most people are looking at those two. It's a big trading indicator. Everybody knows about it. There's a couple things that make me think that the 200 MA is maybe the eventual target. I think the reaction that we're seeing right now is off of this March open right here. So if we look here, there's a breakup candle right here on the daily time frame. So this is a breakup candle that is being tested, as well as the weekly open here. And we are seeing a reaction. Definitely is a good scalping opportunity. I was scalping this before I did this video. I think I'm out. Yeah, I'm out of the position now, even though it still kind of looks like it's on a fade momentum up. But beyond that, I think we are at least on track to test either, I'd say the 200 MA. And what makes me think that, based on reading the chart, not really think that, what the chart tells me, I should say, is that we've got a couple things aligning here. We have a breakup candle here, the open of a breakup candle. Market loves to come and test the actual close and the open of this. So we would expect, and actually it already tested the close of this. So we're already beyond that. So if it does close below this weekly open here, then you can pretty much say that this test has failed. The next test that you'd be looking for is the breakup candle open here, and that aligns with a weekly open as well. And as you can see, it nicely aligns with the 200 MA. Now, if you're looking to go long here, I always say this, especially in my trade system. My trade system is designed in such a way where you don't go long at the 200 MA. I mean, you could if you think that the momentum is so strong that it's going to touch that and never look back. Rarely happens. Plus, you have plenty of opportunity if that does happen. The best way to do that is design your trade system so that you're actually entering below an overshoot of the actual target that you're looking at. That would be your first entry. And then as you add, you're looking for structure. The best time frame that I like to look at structure, and I say this not as if you know the TPO, I look at the 30-minute as a really good structure because it blocks out the market really nicely. And the way I describe it is that you're looking at the 30-minute to help you understand what the structure of the market is forming. Once that structure has been formed, then you can start adding to a long position, for instance, because you know where you've been wrong, or you know where you will be wrong. That's the way I trade. That's the way my trade system is designed, where basically we are starting to see some structure, you could say, on this rejection being built. So if I wanted to build a long position off of this, I could say, well, at this point in time, I know where I'm wrong. So I would wait for a minor pullback here on a lower time frame, add to my long. And then if it kept going down, I would be trading with conviction, because I wouldn't be trading this if I didn't think that there was some structure being built. I would be adding to that long position, because it's very clear that if there's a close below this low here, a strong close below this low, that I'm wrong. So it's not this low that you're actually looking at, it's below the low. So if there's a close below that low and it sticks on a lower time frame, you're wrong. So that's where I would be wrong. But this doesn't fit my criteria for even a fade trade. So I'm not trading this right now. I'm not in a position. What I'm really waiting for, and if we actually go here and look at this, probably the best way to do this is on the hour time frame. Let's look at where it broke down. So you can see here, there's a triangle here. This is one of my signals. It also comes within my actual average that forms my bias for the market. And if we go back to the daily, I'm going to bounce back here real quick. We go back to the daily. I'm biased. I have a bearish bias, mainly because price is below my main indicator. When it closes below that, my momentum trades are bearish, so the short side, and my fade trades are on the long side. So every long trade that I do is a fade, and every short trade I do is a momentum trade. Now that could change obviously on a day-to-day basis, but basically that's my view of the market as I go about trading. Now, if we go back to the hour and we can say, well, where's the path where might it be going to kind of reject. This is where I would look for a rejection. One way you could do this is use the anchor VWAP and go off where the RSI actually fired, my RSI signal. And you can see that aligns really nicely kind of with this breakdown candle. So maybe there might be enough strength with buyers here to come up and test this anchor VWAP area. If we go to the 5-minute, let's see what it looks like on the 5-minute. So maybe right here, which is also where the breakdown candle kind of is as well. So maybe there's enough strength, the buyers, to push it up here. But I would be looking to short maybe around this area. This is where I would be looking to short. This is the highest probability short based on my trade system right now, is up here. So really, what am I doing right now? I could fade this move, and fade means that I could long with the expectation that I'm longing up to this test. That's not the highest probability. 2 reasons for that. Number one, we're in the middle of a range, so I wouldn't be trading that. We're at a key kind of rejection point that most novice traders look at, which is you've got a lot of lows here. You got a lot of closes and lows. So a lot of novice traders are looking at this area right here and saying, well, this is where I want to short. So I'm not gonna long into that. I'm gonna wait to maybe them short, pull back, and then buy into their pullbacks. And keep in mind, I'm explaining it this way. This might not be what's happening in the market. That's just the way I explain it. This is the way I read the chart. So I'd be waiting for that pullback, go long with the expectation of shorting up here where the highest probability short exists right now as I read the chart. My eventual target, and this could happen, I don't know, it could happen today, could happen over the next couple days, could happen tonight for all we know, is like I said, the 200 MA. I think we're too close to that to not want to test it. I think it just seems like that's the path that it's on. This could change overnight. And how could this change? This is where you want to read the chart. Well, this could change really easily. We go back to the daily time frame. If this low that we have here, or even a little bit below this low, holds, and then we have a daily candle that spikes up here, something like this green candle right here. We have something like this green candle that comes up and takes out this VWAP here and then closes. If it closed right in the middle of this candle right here, I'd be a little suspect, but I would then say, okay, maybe something has changed. But if it went up and closed above this candle and these candles here, and it closed right here. So let's say, and I know it's hard to see sometimes, but let's say, especially I know I have a lot of things on my chart that if you're not familiar with looking at my charts, it might look confusing, but really I may be able to filter everything out and only look at 2 things to make a decision. But if it does close up here, right here at this yellow line, that's right on my bias signal. So I would be watching it closely, but that would be something that would be a shot across the bow to me that would say, okay, maybe something has changed in the market. Maybe I have to be very careful with my short bias, and I have to look at not a kind of range opportunity trading, which is you're selling the highs and you're buying the lows, and then you're just waiting to see what the market wants to do. Or that would make me change my bias, or at least rethink my bias based on what the chart's telling me. It's not happening right now. So that's kind of my analysis of what's unfolding right now. This could happen over the next, I'm terrible with timing, so I don't even try to time this stuff. My trade system has a couple key things that I look at. Within 10 to 20 seconds, I can tell whether or not I need to be short or long, and I can tell whether or not I need to be in a momentum or fade trade. Right now, I need to be in a momentum trade to the downside. That's what my trade system tells me. Now, there is fade trade opportunities, but they don't exist as I see the chart right now. So that's the way I read it. Please leave a comment below or a like below if you like this video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.